Hello there folks, and thanks for joining me once again. Today's fly I'm going to tell you is the Renegade. You're probably more familiar with it in the dry fly version, but I generally fish it in the wet fly version. And I don't know if you've tied this one up before, wet fly style, so I thought, tying a few up, so I thought I'd bring you along with this one. So I'll get this guy out of the vise here, a fresh hook in, we'll get started. And for the hook I'm using a mustad heavy wire, wet fly hook, tying on the larger size 10 for the video. So we'll get him locked down in the vise here. Alrighty, and thread I'm using danvilles 6/0 and black. So I'm going to start just an eye length behind the eye pretty much here, and we'll get a thread base going down towards the bend of the hook here. Now I want to stop just about to the barb. There's where I want to stop. Okay, snip off the tag end here, and I got the gold tag on this, or this pattern calls for a gold tag at the back, so has some uni mylar here, gold and silver on one side. So we'll tie that in with this gold side down so we get our gold to show when we wrap up. Okay, I'm going to come down around the bend a little bit with that. Okay, and we're going to come back up almost to the hook point. Now, you might, if you have rotary vise, turn it upside down. Because I find it much easier to wrap this here. If you're doing a tag on a fly, it's easier to, that way it keeps your bobbin or thread out of the way there while you're trying to wrap. It's just easier that way, I find. Okay, we'll come tie that off here. Okay, catch it in. And turn the vise back up. A couple more wraps, tie it in snug, and we'll snip off the end there. Okay, bind that down good. Now I want to come back on that tinsel a little ways there. So we just want a small tag on it. Okay, that's fine. And what I'll also do to protect that gold tag is I'll take a little UV bone dry there and just put a little coating over it. I'll just keep that on there a lot longer. I'll cure that up real quick with the light here. Just like so. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so our first step is the rear hackle. And that is brown. And I have a brown hen hackle here ready to go. So I got that one ready. I'm going to just snip the a little triangle there, a tie-in point. Tie that in right in front of our tag there. And wrap our thread forward. Okay, grab my pliers, hook onto the stem here, and just hope for the best. At least it doesn't break on me or something like that, which can happen, folks. Okay. Come around, you only get 2 or 3 wraps on here. That's pretty much it for these. Okay. I'm just going to stroke those fibers back, bring that stem up around, tie it off, catch it in with one wrap, tie the stem down good. Alright, I'm going to snip that out of there. Have a look here and see how my hackle spread around. Doesn't look too bad, folks. I'm going to stroke that back though. I'm going to come back on it a little bit there. Just don't like the way that that's looking at the moment. I'm sure the fish don't care. It's more for me than the fish, so. Alright, so now what we're going to do next, and that'll be pushed back once I get the herl in the body started there. That'll look a little bit neater once I get going. Okay, so I've got 4 strands of peacock curl here for the body. Just going to even those up here. And like always, we'll cut off those tips, which are quite fragile there. Alrighty. I'll snip those off. Tie that in on my side here. Catch that in here. Okay. Wrap back almost to the hackle there, then I'm going to make a dubbing loop. So I'm going to make a peacock rope like you've seen me do many times in my videos. And wrap that forward to our tie-off point. Grab the herl in the loop, pair of pliers here, and give that a good spin. Get it started. Alrighty. Okay, before I start wrapping that, I'm also going to take a little bit of Loctite super glue here and just put a little bit along the shank for a little bit added durability there. So we're going to spin this guy up. Okay, we're going to get our first wrap right in front of our hackle there, folks. Okay, just like so. Yeah, give that a nice little pull there. Keep it tight. Alright, now I'm just going to use my rotary here and start wrapping that forward. Okay, and if you notice that the rope needs to be tightened up a little, just spin it a little as you go. Keeps the body more uniform that way. Back that thread back off. Okay, I'm going to make a couple more wraps here before we finish. Okay, that's fine right there. Come up, tie that off. In the back, wraps in the front. Snip off our excess herl. Nice and close. The thread there too, there we go. Alrighty, so now our next step, make a little thread base there for the hackle. I'm going to attach our white hackle for the front hackle. I got one here on my desk, here we go. Same deal. I'm going to snip the tip off there and just a little triangle to tie it in. Same deal, we'll tie that in right here. And wrap forward. Grab my pliers once again. Okay. You want to be careful with these hen hackles. They are fragile, as you know, if you've worked with them a lot. And we're just going to wrap this guy forward here. Just like so. Come around. Tie our stem off. One good snug wrap. Trap it in there. A couple more to bind it in good. Check it. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to take all that hackle and the stem and fold it back at once here. Wrap back on it. Just like so to form our head of the fly as well. And I'm going to reach in and try to find that stem. Give it a little pull. There we have it. And that's pretty much a done deal, folks. I'm just going to tidy up the head a little bit here. Okay. Alright, that looks good to me. Alright, so now we're just going to do a wet finish. I've got 5 or 6 turns there. Okay, snug it down nice and tight. Snip off the excess. Okay. Now take a little bit of the bone dry once again. And we'll come around, put a good coat on the head here. Just like so. That's fine. I'll grab my light, cure that up real quick here. And that is another size 10 renegade wet fly. You can also weight it too if you wish. I do once sometimes. I put a few weighted ones in my box as well, and some unweighted, like this guy here. Okay, so whoops, that's a done deal. Not that hard of a fly to tie, and you probably have tied the dry fly version. I tie those as well, but I've mainly fished it in the wet fly version myself. But tie some dry fly ones up too if you wish. Anyway, there she be. So I want to thank you for watching once again, folks. I appreciate it. And if you haven't seen my videos, hit the good old subscribe button there if you'd like to see more in the future, and the little bell so you'll be notified when I put one out. And throw in a like too, you wish, and any comments. I appreciate that. And like I always say, until next time, folks, happy tying out there. I'll see you all again soon. So long for now.